I thought for sure it was Sean.
You know,
That's crazy.
Sean does also utilize it as well.
There is no man behind the curtain.
Mm-mm, not in Oz, baby.
That's crazy. Not nice.
When really they're all just using me for my premium Zoom.
Oh, stop.
Ah,
Welcome, everyone, to the next station where there will only be room for three of you moving forward, which means one of you will have to get off at this station. Let's start with you, Caddy. It's been a decent length of time since you have attended a station. Give me a little bit of insight as to how this game has gone so far.
yeah, thank you so much for the question, Topher. I feel like the game has been so interesting because the only station that I didn't go to was the station that Caitlin went home. So it really wasn't a hard decision for myself. But I feel like as the game has gone on, this is probably the saddest, if not the saddest org tribal I've ever been to, just because like I've really gotten to know these three so much and I love and adore them and I will talk to them outside this game. And it just sucks because like within the container of this game, only three of us can go further, not four. So like in a sense, it's like especially now with like Danny being immune and everyone else being immune, it's like it's a 1 in 3 shot, right? So it's like for the three of us that are not safe, it's kind of pleading like, hey, you should vote this person and not me. These are the reasons you should keep me in this game. And so it is scary because like unlike before when there was like a plethora of options, even if we lost, it went from I believe it's final 13 with the 33% chance of going home tonight. So it's very scary. And I think that this decision is not to be taken lightly for any four of us. And I think that like moving forward, whichever three moves on, um, will have some kind of game plan on like what they want to do moving forward.
Tyler, how impactful on the potential upcoming merge is this vote going to be?
Yeah, I think as we're looking forward to the merge, we have to think about what tribal lines look like, what cabin lines looked like before. That's something that's definitely been on my mind of like who is working with whom, who's already been eliminated, like who can we pull in, what does that look like? Um, for me also like with the merge, it's about going into it with people that I trust, and who I can lean on moving forward to continue to have some kind of semblance of a cabin with. I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we were all pretty shocked at Danny's decision to send us here. Um, and Danny, I know we've hashed it out. We've talked, but I think like the initial shock of that, um, Keddy said it best when they said like, I love all of you. I will talk to you all after this game. Like this foursome has meant the world to me in terms of groups of people that I adore and love. And so like the shock, like we all thought merge was around the corner, I think, for us, and now it's a harsh reality that one of us won't be making it.
Danny, let's talk about this decision. There were tons of temptations that were taken, and you took safety for this round. However, it was at the risk of the other three members of your cabin. And so, essentially, by you declaring your safety, you have sent one of these three home. Walk me through that. What is that like having to turn around and face the cabin?
You know, at the initial point, I was just trying to keep up with my own cabin mates at that actual point because everyone else was actually like getting their point, getting something. And I was like, okay, well, I want to try to do something. Let me do something. The one I end up getting is literally the one that literally sends us here, which like at the time, everyone had their feelings and they were completely valid because if it was on the flip side and someone else did it, I'd be ready to scrap outside. However, on the difference I think everyone took their time and like we talked about it. We had our initial like conversations And then today it kind of went into a different level of like, okay, but we understand it is what it is. This is how we're going to have to move forward and this type of thing. So I think that I'm sad that I put us in this situation, but eventually it was going to come to this type of situation theoretically, even if it's the final four, we're gonna have to go to it at some point. So let's take it a little bit simpler for, I guess, ourselves, at least to kind of theoretically make it sound positive. I don't know. Um, but I'm very grateful for all of these people, and I'm hoping to be friends with them after this as well.
Hayden, it seems very much so. Like everybody is grateful for this group, and there's a lot of love being spread around here. What would be something that could incite, like, could the results of tonight break that up?
Um, yeah, it could honestly break it up. I don't think that it would change our love for each other though. I really connected with everybody on a different level than I would in normal other, I guess like other games that I've played. And I've enjoyed my time in the tribe so far. And no matter what happens, it's gonna be fine. So
Teddy, let's talk about insight that we gained during the Temptations. What is something you feel like you learned about the other cabins that you're going to be able to use going forward? You're muted.
What I said was that I'm $10 richer than them, of course. But actually, I think what's interesting about like the other cabins, at least from the cross tribe communication, is that it kind of just seems like from the other cabins, we haven't really seen a big like shift. Like when I look at our cabin, I feel like we are going to have to make a hard decision. Like we had Caitlyn, who wasn't strong at challenges. We had Amy, who was like on her last thread, which ended up being Laura W, which is a whole nother story, but knocked herself out and Laura W. But I think overall, like I don't know if it's like the new Pancreas tribe or the tribe that has like the 2-2-1 split that only lost Laura, that tribe, the one that lost Laura with both Lauras. But like we haven't seen their decisions. We have no idea what lines they have. We have no idea if they're telling the truth. Same with the other tribe. Like we have no idea because that tribe is like majority blue from Caden's original tribe. So again, like there's a lot of factors like Tyler said that goes into play tonight. Even here, me and Tyler are from the same original tribe. You know, there's a theory that people could think that we're voting together tonight. Like there's a lot of different avenues in this game. But I think as we get closer to a merge and a closer to the next phase, I think people are starting to realize that like there are options out there and we kind of have to figure out for ourselves what is the best options for us to get further in this game to give us the best chance. And so I don't think there's a clear direct answer. I think it's different for each person, but I think with each vote people can assess whether it's better for them in the long term or not, for their agendas moving forward.
Now, Tyler, Teddy brings up some good points. You had the Caitlyn situation, you had the Amy situation. Now you guys have lost in a not necessarily a challenge loss, but almost like a forced upon station. Is this cabin trauma bonded?
Well, after Funnel Cake Gate, I think the four of us really found a way to come together. And that solidified us through Amy. So as Amy left, unfortunately due to her own demise, we of course feel some sort of trauma bond. I think what happens with trauma bonding is also that hurt people. And so I've seen some colors from my fellow cabin mates the last 24 hours that have really kind of rubbed me the wrong way and made me wonder, like, can we work together in the future? Like, I'll be pretty transparent that I heard that Keddy threw my name around today a little bit and had some conversations. And so it makes me wonder to, who can I really trust moving forward in this game? As Keddy said, we were on the same original cabin and when our backs are against the wall, our true colors show. So it makes me wonder just where loyalties lie.
As always, Danny, we'll get to you in a moment, but when somebody invokes your name, you are allowed to respond. Teddy, would you like a response?
I mean, like, I think it's like out of the realm. I mean, it's a 1 in 3 shot. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go around and say people should vote for me, but obviously, it's a 1 in 2 shot. Like, my vote is either for Caden or it's for Tyler. So, like, I think in some regard, it's like, yes, we did work together for a long time in this game, but like, when you're down to however many people and you have a 33% chance, like, you should expect your name to be out there. Like, I think that, like, we're all like aware that, like, everyone's name at this point besides Danny should come up at some point because people are going to weigh out their options. And that's just the truth of this game. But that I said Tyler's name, no. I mean, at the end of the day, like, when it comes down to it, as much as I love you, people have to think about what's going to get them moving forward. So yeah, is it messy? That's just part of the game. So
Danny, do you feel that as the person most responsible for sending this cabin to the station, however, you have immunity with this few of numbers, do you go from being on the outside to now being the person everybody turns to?
No. And when I say I don't think I'm on either, I think for us is literally like small numbers. We've all talked to each other at least a little bit today to weigh our options of what we're supposed to be a thing. Yes, I'm safe, but I still have an opinion on what's going on. And it's really they're deciding who I'm voting for because I have to just take on the majority of where it's going to go. So yeah, I put my opinion out there and like what I think could happen and those type of things. But I also know that everyone else here is very intelligent and is able to put their own voices and put out what they want to do. So I don't think I feel on the outs, nor do I feel like I was in charge of anything because I feel like my vote was handled just like it was every other round before this when well, that one time we actually did have a tribal. But I feel comfortable in the aspect of I don't think that there's a true leader in this tribe at this point. I think we're all still getting to know each other and we are bonded because of what happened, but we have never had to work together in an aspect to show our trust and loyalty between each other at least. So
Hayden, the temptation you took is going to lead to, if you survive tonight, you are going into exile. Do you
Mhm.
feel like you've done enough work with this cabin that if you survive tonight and then you go to exile, you will still be in a good position?
I hope so. I think that I hope that I've made really good connections with everybody so far, and I hope that carries over after this whole, I guess, section of the game. And I hope that when we do get to merge, that we can all work together to kind of get out the bigger fish that we want to fry.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for all of the questions. I'm about to go off camera and mute myself, but before I do, does anybody have anything else that they need to say?
Hi, Topher.
Hi,
Uh,
Tyler.
I was told by production to make an announcement to you all. And it hurts to have had to hide this today. Um, when Parker was removed from the game or voted out, I received immunity from the vote. I was told I am the last remaining member of my sin, and so I have immunity through this vote. So when Danny invoked the station, I was told that I will be immune from the vote tonight. So if you have submitted a pre-vote for me, that will not be valid.
I can confirm that the only two people that are uneligible to be voted for tonight are Danny and Tyler, as they both have individual immunity, which means that all votes tonight must be for either Ketty or Kate. I'm going to now go off camera and mute myself while I am away. You may not talk about this vote or the game, so please go to your prod chat and cast your vote now.
Shout out to my dog.
I have the votes. But before I get to the votes, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol or other relevant advantage that they would like to play, now would be the time to do so.
I have an idol and I would like to use it.
I can confirm that inside, Katie has found a hidden immunity idol, and this is valid. Any votes for Caden will not count. Oh, Kelly, you're muted. It looks like you're trying to say something.
There's one more, Jeff. Well, the Lauren Ashley Beck. So I have the idol, the Tower Idol from the Temptation Challenge, so I will be playing it tonight.
Okay. So, per the rules, if the Tower Idol is played, the player with the highest number of votes will be safe. So, I'll read the votes. First vote. Caden does not count. Caden does not count. Caden does not count. All of those votes have been negated by Caden's idol, which means there is only one vote left. That vote is the highest number of votes eligible, which means Ketty does not count. Tyler and Danny, you both have immunity. Caden, you have played an immunity idol and are safe. Ketty, no votes can be cast against you because you've played the highest number of votes. Which means that nobody is eligible to be voted off in this moment. Now, because there is nobody that is eligible to be voted off in this moment, this will conclude the station, and you all must get back on board and continue playing this game.
Did we just make Theistery?
We just
Yes,
made
we
Daisy.
did.
Daisy.
We just did.
Y'all
We
really
just
tried it
did.
though. You really tried it though. Nice one, Danny.
I love you. Just.
Yeah.
Just.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. See y'all at
I
merge.
know.
All right. Caden,
Bye, baby.
you are now going to be exiled. You have a good night. You may now leave the Zoom
Stay
and
warm.
exile. For everybody else, all aboard! We continue on to the next round.